A decade ago, New South Wales Labor hatched a devilish scheme to strip local planning controls from local councils and instead centralise them into the hands of the ruling party in state government. It was only just last week that one of the heads of the federal Labor Party acknowledged that this had attracted what he described as B-grade politicians able to thrive on corruption and detritus, who he likened to cockroaches. In full knowledge of this, Colin Barnett went ahead and introduced an even worse scheme into WA, with centralised planning by political cronies appointed to development assessment panels and a Metropolitan Redevelopment Authority, now replacing the decision-making role of local councils, who are elected. Essentially, it's self-regulation by the property development industry, where political donations and rigged outcomes can be delivered on an industrial scale and with the ease of a synchronised production line. Wide discretion without scrutiny or accountability, but which delivers windfall profits to others, is a recipe for corruption. We now have a fixed fee of $25,000 for the ear of our minister, and planning decisions that have zero community input, and in some cases we're finding out don't even require a public meeting or for the actual decision to ever be publicly announced. Not content with this, Colin Barnett will, after the election, also silence any voices of dissent by abolishing our local councils and denying local voters their right to veto him from doing so. His newly created replacement councils will be party politicised, and they'll be so big that local councillors will have constituencies with up to 15 times more voters than this, his state electorate. The first to the wall in Colin's undemocratic world will be our western suburbs, simply because they are the choice suburbs where the fastest and fattest profits can be made. When Dennis Grosvenor found himself in a similar state of siege, he did what he knows best as an accomplished actor and producer. Dennis has spent most of his working life as an actor. His first major roles were working within the Western Australian Theatre Company in the early 70s, performing at the Playhouse Theatre while living in Claremont. He's performed in numerous television shows, including as co-lead in the ABC miniseries Flight into Hell, Shot in Broome. In recent years, he has written and produced plays. State of Siege is his first documentary. Basically, he started out to make a small film to document the official vandalism occurring in his neighbourhood, more out of anger and a sense of powerlessness than anything else. He and his wife Diane have produced a film that I'm sure you will agree shortly will show you we are not alone in the development pressures we are facing here in WA, and that we have to act now, at this election, to avoid ending up in the same position in which they found themselves, and of which we're now being treated with some behind-the-scenes glimpses via the ICAC inquiry, with Eddie O'B and a cast of thousands on our nightly news. After the film, we'll hear from Dennis himself, and then we'll give you an opportunity for questions. So I suppose it's time for lights and action.